Close your eyes now and let the very first breath you take become a quiet invitation to step beyond the edges of the world you know, into a place where time softens like wax beneath a warm flame. Imagine, just for a moment, that deep within your chest there is a single atom of stillness, a tiny, glowing ember that has always been there, waiting patiently for you to notice it. Like a firefly in a summer field, pulsing softly in the dark. This atom is not made of anything you can hold or see. It is made of the quiet between your thoughts, the space where your breath lingers just a little longer than usual, the moment when your shoulders drop without you even trying, and your mind lets go of the weight it has been carrying. Now let that atom grow, not by force, not by effort, but by simply allowing it to expand, like a drop of ink spreading in clear water, slowly, gently, filling every corner of your awareness, until the stillness is not just inside you, but all around you. And as this stillness grows, you begin to hear a sound, not with your ears, but with your whole being. A deep, resonant hum that vibrates at 432 hertz. A frequency that carries the weight of ancient oceans and the quiet wisdom of stones that have rested for centuries. This sound is not loud or demanding. It does not rush or push. It moves like the tide, rising and falling in slow, rhythmic waves, each note lingering just long enough to be felt, just long enough to be remembered. And as you listen, the world around you begins to shift. The air grows thicker, softer, like stepping into a warm mist. Your body feels lighter, as if gravity itself has loosened its grip. And your breath slows, deepens, matching the rhythm of the sound, until you are no longer breathing. You are being breathed. Now let your awareness drift downward, past the crown of your head, past your shoulders, past your heart, until it settles into the very center of your being, where the atom of stillness has grown into a vast, open space, a cavernous expanse waiting to welcome you home. This is the hollow of the breathing tide, a place where the ceiling is not made of stone, but of living opal, a dome that pulses with inner light in slow, rhythmic waves, as if the very air is breathing in time with you. Each inhale drawing the light inward, each exhale letting it spill outward. The floor beneath you is not solid ground, but a shallow pool of liquid silver, not deep enough to drown in, but deep enough to float upon. Its surface so still, it reflects not just your body, but your soul, as if the water is holding a mirror to the deepest parts of you. And the air, oh, the air. It hums with the sound of distant chimes, each note lingering like a drop of water in zero gravity, hanging in the air just long enough to be savored before dissolving into the next, creating a melody that is both endless and ever changing. Here, time does not move in the way you are used to. Seconds stretch into minutes, minutes into hours, and you are neither early nor late, but exactly where you need to be, as if the universe itself has paused just for you. The walls of this hollow are lined with veins of bioluminescent coral, glowing faintly in hues of lavender and seafoam, casting shifting patterns of light that dance across your skin, like the gentlest fingertips tracing the contours of your body, each touch a whisper of warmth and comfort. And as you stand or float in this place, you realize that the liquid silver beneath you is not just water. It is something deeper, something older, a substance that remembers every step you have ever taken and every dream you have ever dreamed. This pool is alive, not in the way of creatures that walk or swim, but in the way of the earth itself. Slow, steady, unshaken by the passing of days. And it is calling you to lie down upon its surface. So let yourself sink, not into the depths, but onto the surface, as if you are lying on the softest bed imaginable, your body cradled by the liquid silver, your weight distributed so evenly that you feel as if you are floating in midair. The moment you settle onto the pool, you notice that the liquid does not ripple. It does not splash or disturb. It simply holds you, as if you are being embraced by the arms of the earth itself. And as you lie there, the opal dome above you begins to pulse more brightly, each breath of light casting new patterns across the cavern, like the slow unfurling of a flower at dawn, or the gentle opening of a book whose pages have been waiting to be read. bioluminescent coral on the walls flickers in response, its glow intensifying and dimming in perfect harmony with the dome, as if the entire hollow is a single living organism breathing in time with you and with the sound of the distant chimes. Now let your gaze drift upward toward the center of the opal dome, where the light is the brightest, and you notice something strange, something almost imperceptible at first. The light is not just pulsing, it is forming shapes, faint, shifting patterns that dissolve as quickly as they appear, like clouds drifting across the sky, or the fleeting images that dance behind your eyelids when you close your eyes. And as you watch, one of these shapes begins to take form, a delicate winding path, like a river carved into the light, or the veins of a leaf traced in gold. This path seems to beckon you, not with words, but with a quiet knowing, as if it is saying, "This way." This is the path you have been searching for, the one that will lead you deeper into yourself. So let yourself rise, not with effort, but with ease, as if the liquid silver beneath you is lifting you gently upward until you are standing once more on its surface, your feet barely touching the water, as if you weigh nothing at all. And as you take your first step onto the path of light, you notice that the liquid silver beneath you begins to ripple, not in a way that disturbs, but in a way that guides. Each ripple a gentle nudge forward, as if the pool itself is urging you onward. The path is not straight. It winds and curves like a river, sometimes narrowing, sometimes widening, but always leading you deeper into the hollow, deeper into the heart of the breathing tide. And with each step you take, the air grows warmer, softer. The sound of the chimes grows clearer, as if you are walking toward the source of the melody and the source of the light. The bioluminescent coral on the walls seems to lean in as you pass, its glow brightening just a little, as if it is welcoming you, as if it has been waiting for you to arrive. And now that you are here, it is singing its joy into the air. And as you walk, you begin to notice something else. Something that makes your heart swell with a quiet, wordless gratitude. The path is not just leading you forward. It is also revealing things to you. Little by little, the light from the dome begins to illuminate the edges of the path, revealing small, delicate objects scattered along the way. Each one unique, each one meaningful, as if they have been placed there just for you. The first object you see is a smooth, round stone. Not just any stone, but one that fits perfectly in the palm of your hand. Its surface worn smooth by time and water. Its weight a comforting presence, as if it has been waiting for you to pick it up. And as you hold it, you feel a warmth spreading through your fingers. Not the heat of a fire, but the gentle warmth of sunlight on a spring day. A warmth that seeps into your bones and reminds you of a time when you felt safe, loved, and at peace. You don't know where this memory comes from, or even if it is a memory at all. But it doesn't matter, because the feeling is real, and it is yours to keep. The next object you see is a small, intricately carved shell. Its surface etched with patterns that seem to shift and change as you look at them. Like the waves of the ocean captured in miniature, or the spiral of a galaxy frozen in time. And as you hold it to your ear, you hear the faintest echo of the chimes. This shell is not just a shell. It is a vessel, a container for the sound of the hollow. And as you listen, the sound grows clearer, as if the shell is tuning your ears to the frequency of this place. And with each object you find, the path reveals a little more of itself, as if it is rewarding your curiosity, as if it is saying, yes, this is the way. Keep going, keep exploring, keep discovering. There is a feather, soft and iridescent, its colors shifting between blue and green and violet, as if it has been dipped in the light of the opal dome. And as you run your fingers along its edge, you feel a tingling sensation, like the brush of a breeze against your skin. There is a small glass bottle, stoppered with a cork, and filled with a liquid that glows faintly, its light pulsing in time with the dome above. And as you hold it up to the light, you see tiny flecks of gold swirling within it, like stars in a night sky. And there is a book, its cover worn and soft to the touch, its pages filled with words that seem to shift and rearrange themselves, as if they are alive, as if they are speaking directly to you. But you don't open the book. Not yet, because the path is calling you onward, and the objects you have found are not meant to be kept, but to be carried with you like treasures in a pocket. So you place them gently back onto the path, knowing that they will be there when you return, knowing that they are part of the journey, and that the journey is not just about the destination, but about the moments in between. And as you walk, the path begins to slope downward, leading you deeper into the hollow, where the air grows thicker, richer, and the sound of the chimes grows louder, clearer. The opal dome above you seems to stretch higher, its light growing brighter, more intense, as if it is drawing you toward its center. And the bioluminescent coral on the walls glows more vividly, as if it is celebrating your arrival. Let the very first sound you hear be the anchor, the resonance, the hum that fills the space between your thoughts. It is not a sound you listen to, but a sound that listens to you, wrapping around your ribs like a second skin, soft and unbroken. The hum does not begin or end. It simply is, a steady pulse, like the slow expansion of your lungs, like the quiet thrum of blood in your ears when you press your palms to your chest and feel the life beneath. Now let your awareness drift downward, not as a thought, but as a sensation, a gentle sinking into the place where your body meets the world. The floor beneath you is not stone, not wood, not earth. It is liquid silver, cool and yielding, holding you as if you were weightless, as if gravity itself had softened into something kind. Your fingers brush the surface, and where they touch, tiny ripples fan outward, not in circles, but in perfect geometric patterns, hexagons, spirals, slow, moving fractals that dissolve before they reach the edges. The silver is not wet, not cold, but alive, humming faintly against your skin. A vibration so subtle it feels like the echo of your own pulse. Above you, the dome of living opal breathes, not with lungs, not with effort, but with the slow, rhythmic swell of a tide that has no ocean, no shore, only the endless rise and fall of light. The colors shift, not from blue to green, not from gold to violet, but from one shade of stillness to another, as if the spectrum itself were made of breath. When you inhale, the dome brightens, just a fraction, just enough to notice, as if your lungs were pulling light from the air like nectar from a flower. When you exhale, the glow deepens, settling into the hollows of your bones, warm and heavy, like honey poured into the spaces between your ribs. The air here is thick with the scent of something ancient and alive, like the first rain on dry earth, like the moment before a storm when the wind stills and the world holds its breath. But there is no storm here, no rush, no urgency. Only the slow, sweet weight of time unspooling like silk from a cocoon. Each thread a second, each second a lifetime. You do not move through this place. You unfold within it, like a flower opening one petal at a time, not because it must, but because it can. Let your eyes close now, not as a command, but as an invitation, a gentle letting go of the need to see. The darkness behind your eyelids is not empty. It is a canvas of shifting colors, not black, but deep indigo, then violet, then the softest gray, like the underside of a cloud at dusk. And in that darkness, you begin to notice the lattice of light that is your body, not as flesh and bone, but as a constellation of tiny, glowing points, each one a cell, each cell a universe. They do not flicker, do not waver. They simply are steady and bright, like stars that have never known night. Now let your awareness drift to one of those points, just one, a single cell in the soft tissue of your palm. It is not small, it is vast, a world unto itself, a sphere of liquid light, its surface shimmering like the skin of a soap bubble, iridescent and fragile. Inside, there is no chaos, no rush, only the slow, rhythmic pulse of life, the dance of molecules moving in perfect harmony, like planets orbiting a sun that does not burn, but glows. The membrane of the cell is not a wall. It is a threshold, a place where the inside and the outside meet and merge, where the silver of the pool and the light of your body become one. And as you watch, the cell breathes, expanding and contracting in time with your own breath, as if the two were linked by an invisible thread. Now let your awareness expand outward, not as a thought, but as a feeling, a slow unfurling like the wings of a bird that has never known flight. You see not just the cell, but the tissue around it, a network of glowing filaments, each one a pathway of light, carrying messages not in words, but in warmth, in pressure, in the quiet hum of connection. And beyond that, the muscle, the bone, the skin, each layer a different texture of light, some bright and sharp, others soft and diffuse, like mist at dawn. Your hand is not a hand. It is a galaxy, a swirling mass of stars and nebulae, each one alive, each one singing its own quiet song. Now let your awareness drift upward, along the river of your arm, following the slow current of your breath. The skin here is not a barrier. It is a membrane, porous and alive, drinking in the air like water, letting the hum of the anchor seep into your bones. You feel the weight of your elbow resting against the silver pool, not as pressure, but as a gentle reminder, a whisper from the world that you are here, that you are held. The veins beneath your skin are not blue. They are rivers of light, carrying not blood, but liquid starlight, pulsing in time with the dome above, with the tide of the pool, with the slow, steady rhythm of your heart. Now let your awareness rise further to the place where your shoulder meets your neck, a crossroads of sensation, a place where the weight of your head is balanced like a stone on a pedestal. The muscles here are not tense. They are soft, like silk unspooling, letting the weight of your skull rest in the cradle of your spine. You feel the gentle tug of gravity, not as a pull, but as a caress, a reminder that you are part of something vast, something ancient, something that has always been and always will be. The hum of the anchor vibrates through your collarbone, through your ribs, through the hollow of your throat, resonating in the spaces between your cells like a choir of voices singing in perfect harmony. Now let your awareness drift to your chest, to the slow rise and fall of your lungs, not as a mechanical act, but as a sacred rhythm, a dance with the dome above, with the silver pool below. With each inhale, the light in your cells brightens, as if you were drawing in not air, but liquid gold, filling your lungs with warmth, with weight, with the quiet certainty of being alive. With each exhale, the light deepens, settling into your bones, into the marrow, into the spaces between your atoms, as if you were releasing not breath, but the weight of time itself. The rhythm is not yours alone. It is the rhythm of the cavern, of the tide, of the dome, of the hum. A slow, unbroken pulse that has no beginning and no end. Now let your awareness expand outward once more, not as a thought, but as a feeling, a slow unfurling like the petals of a flower opening to the sun. You see your body not as flesh, but as a constellation, a swirling mass of light and energy, each cell a star, each breath a galaxy. And beyond your body, the cavern itself, the hollow of the breathing tide, a vast expanse of liquid silver and living opal, a place where time moves differently, where seconds stretch into minutes, where minutes stretch into hours. The walls here are not stone. They are veins of bioluminescent coral, glowing faintly in hues of lavender and seafoam, casting shifting patterns of light across your skin like the touch of a lover's fingertips. Now let your awareness drift beyond the cavern, beyond the walls, beyond the dome, to the world outside, a place you do not see, but feel. The earth is not a planet. It is a living being, a vast, breathing organism. Its surface a tapestry of forests and oceans, of mountains and deserts, each one alive, each one singing its own quiet song. And beyond the earth, the stars, not as points of light, but as vast, slow, moving spheres of energy, each one a sun, each sun a heart, beating in time with the hum of the anchor, with the rhythm of your breath. The space between the stars is not empty. It is filled with the quiet hum of the cosmos, a sound so vast, so deep, that it vibrates in the marrow of your bones, in the spaces between your atoms. Now let your awareness drift further still, to the edge of the universe, to the place where time and space dissolve into silence. Here there is no sound, no light, no movement, only the quiet certainty of being, the slow, steady pulse of existence itself. You are not separate from this silence. You are part of it, a single note in the symphony of the cosmos, a single breath in the endless tide of time. The hum of the anchor vibrates through you, through the earth, through the stars, through the silence, a single, unbroken thread connecting all things. Now let your awareness return to your body, not as a thought, but as a feeling, a gentle settling like a leaf drifting to the ground. You feel the weight of your bones, the softness of your skin, the slow, steady rhythm of your breath. The silver pool beneath you is still. The dome above you breathes. The hum of the anchor fills the space between your thoughts. You are not here to do, not here to think. You are here to be, to rest, to unfold like a flower in the slow, sweet light of the cavern. Now let your breath deepen, not as an effort, but as a letting go, a gentle surrender to the rhythm of the tide. With each inhale, the light in your cells brightens, the silver pool ripples, the dome above glows a little warmer. With each exhale, the light settles, the ripples smooth, the glow deepens, as if the world itself were breathing with you. There is no need to hold on, no need to let go. There is only the slow, steady pulse of existence, the quiet hum of the anchor, the endless tide of time. Now let your awareness drift to the very edge of your skin, to the place where your body meets the world. The air here is not still. It moves, but not as wind, not as breath, but as a slow, rhythmic current, like the tide pulling back from the shore, only to return again. You feel it against your cheek, not as a touch, but as a whisper, a gentle reminder that you are not alone, that the world is alive, that it is breathing with you. The current carries with it the scent of the cavern, the salt of the silver pool, the sweetness of the opal dome, the faint, earthy musk of the bioluminescent coral. It is not a scent you smell. It is a scent you become, a slow dissolving of the boundary between you and the world, like sugar melting into tea. Now let your awareness drift inward once more, to the place where your breath begins, not in your lungs, but deeper, in the quiet center of your being. It is not a place you can point to, not a spot on a map. It is a feeling, a slow, steady pulse, like the heartbeat of the universe itself. With each inhale, the pulse brightens, like a star flaring to life, casting its light through the lattice of your body, through the silver pool, through the dome above. With each exhale, the pulse softens, like a star settling into stillness, letting its light sink into the quiet spaces between your cells, between your atoms. Now let your awareness expand outward again, not as a thought, but as a feeling, a slow unfurling like the wings of a bird taking flight. You see the cavern not as a place, but as a living being, a vast, breathing organism, its walls pulsing with light, its floor rippling with silver. The dome above is not a ceiling, it is a sky, a vast expanse of opal and light, shifting and changing like the aurora borealis, like the slow dance of clouds at dusk. The hum of the anchor vibrates through the cavern, through the silver pool, through the lattice of your body. A single, unbroken thread connecting all things. Now let your awareness drift to the place where your breath meets the world, to the slow, steady exchange of air between your lungs and the cavern. With each inhale, you draw in not just air, but light, but sound, but the quiet hum of the anchor, filling your lungs like liquid gold. With each exhale, you release not just breathe, but the weight of time, the weight of thought, the weight of the world, letting it dissolve into the silver pool, into the opal dome, into the quiet spaces between the stars. The exchange is not yours alone. It is the exchange of the cavern, of the earth, of the cosmos. A slow, unbroken cycle of giving and receiving. Now let your awareness drift to the very edge of your perception, to the place where sound becomes silence, where light becomes dark, where thought becomes stillness. Here there is no hum, no resonance, no anchor, only the quiet certainty of being, the slow, steady pulse of existence itself. You are not separate from this stillness. You are part of it, a single note in the symphony of the cosmos, a single breath in the endless tide of time. The silence is not empty. It is full, like the space between the stars, like the pause between breaths, like the moment before the first note of a song. Now let your awareness return to your body, not as a thought, but as a feeling, a gentle settling like a leaf drifting to the ground. You feel the weight of your bones, the softness of your skin, the slow, steady rhythm of your breath. The silver pool beneath you is still. The dome above you breathes. The hum of the anchor fills the space between your thoughts. You are not here to do, not here to think. You are here to be, to rest, to unfold like a flower in the slow, sweet light of the cavern. Now let your breath deepen once more, not as an effort, but as a letting go, a gentle surrender to the rhythm of the tide. With each inhale, the light in your cells brightens, the silver pool ripples, the dome above glows a little warmer. With each exhale, the light settles, the ripples smooth, the glow deepens, as if the world itself were breathing with you. The rhythm is not yours alone. It is the rhythm of the cavern, of the tide, of the dome, of the hum, a slow, unbroken pulse that has no beginning and no end. Now let your awareness drift to the place where your body meets the silver pool, to the slow, steady exchange of warmth and coolness. The pool is not cold. It is cool, like the first sip of water on a hot day, like the touch of a lover's hand on a fevered brow. It does not chill you. It soothes you like a balm on a wound, like the quiet certainty of being held. The silver is not liquid. It is light, a slow, steady current of energy flowing into your skin, into your bones, into the quiet spaces between your cells. Now, let your awareness drift to the place where your breath meets the silver pool, to the slow, steady exchange of air and light. You are already here, already floating, already suspended in the velvet black between the stars. The air around you is not air at all, but something thicker, richer, like warm honey that moves only when you move. And even then, it moves slowly, so slowly that each ripple of your breath sends tiny golden waves outward, expanding forever into the endless dark. Your body is weightless, but not in the way of falling, more like the way a single snowflake rests on the surface of a still pond, barely disturbing the water at all. The silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of something deeper, something that hums just below hearing, like the vibration of a crystal glass after the finger has lifted. And in this silence, you begin to notice the smallest things. The way your eyelashes brush against the inside of your eyelids when you blink. Each one a tiny whisper of contact, like the softest brush of a feather against silk. The way your breath moves through your nostrils, not as a rush of air, but as a slow, warm river, carrying with it the faintest scent of something sweet, like ripe peaches left to bask in the sun. The way your fingers float just above your thighs, not touching, but close enough that you can feel the heat of your own skin radiating upward, like the warmth of a hearth on a winter's night. And deeper still, the way your heartbeat has slowed, not to a stop, but to a deep, steady rhythm, like the slow turning of a water wheel in a quiet stream. Each beat sends a ripple through your body, a gentle pulse that travels from your chest to your fingertips, to the soles of your feet, and back again, over and over, like the tide lapping at the shore. And with each pulse, you sink just a little deeper into this stillness. Below you, the world is a distant memory, a tiny blue marble suspended in the vastness of space, its problems no larger than the dots of light that flicker across its surface. You do not need to think about those dots. Not now, not here. Here, there is only the endless dark endless quiet and the endless sense of safety, as if you have been wrapped in a blanket woven from the fabric of the universe itself. And in this safety, you begin to notice the way your body is changing. Not in any dramatic way, but in the way that ice melts into water, or the way a seed softens before it begins to grow. Your muscles, once tight and coiled like springs, are now loosening, unraveling, like threads of silk pulled gently from a spool. And with each thread that unwinds, you feel a little lighter, a little freer, as if you are shedding layers of something you no longer need. Something that has been clinging to you like old leaves clinging to a tree in winter. Now you begin to hear it, the faintest hum, like the sound of a tuning fork vibrating in the distance. It is not a sound you hear with your ears, but with your whole body, resonating in your bones, in your blood, in the very cells that make up your being. This is the sound of healing, the sound of 432 hertz, a frequency that has always been with you, even if you have never noticed it before. It is the sound of the earth itself, the sound of the stars, the sound of the space between the stars. And as you listen, you feel it working its way through you, like a gentle wave washing over the shore, smoothing the rough edges, filling the cracks with light. It starts in your chest, a warm glow that spreads outward, down your arms, into your fingers, up your neck, into your scalp, and down your legs, all the way to the tips of your toes. And with each wave, the tension in your body melts just a little more. Your breath deepens, not because you are forcing it, but because your body is remembering how to breathe without effort. Each inhale is a slow, steady draw, like the tide pulling back from the shore, gathering strength before it returns. And each exhale is a long, slow release, like the sigh of the wind through the trees, carrying away everything that no longer serves you. With each breath, you feel the weight of the world lifting from your shoulders, as if invisible hands are gently pressing down on your chest, not to trap you, but to remind you that you do not have to carry anything at all. You are not responsible for the dots on the blue marble below. You are only responsible for this moment, this breath, this stillness. And in this stillness, you begin to feel something new, something like a presence, warm and benevolent, like the touch of sunlight on your skin after a long winter. This is Juno Thorn, though you do not need to name her to feel her. She is not a person, not a figure, not a voice. She is more like a sensation, a knowing, a deep and abiding warmth that wraps around you like a cloak made of starlight. She is the part of you that has always known how to heal, how to let go, how to float in the endless dark without fear. And as you feel her presence, you realize that she has always been with you, even when you did not notice. She is the quiet voice that whispers in the back of your mind when you are tired, the gentle nudge that tells you to rest, the warm hand that guides you back to yourself when you have strayed too far. And now, in this moment, she is here in full, her presence as real and as tangible as the air you breathe, as the silence that surrounds you. She is the one who will help you release what you no longer need. You feel it now, the resistance, the quiet insistence of your body to hold onto what it does not need. It is not a struggle, not a fight, but more like the way a silk scarf clings to itself, its threads tangled in gentle knots, waiting to be smoothed away. These knots are not your enemies. They are not here to harm you. They are simply the places where your body has learned to protect itself, where it has braced against the world, where it has held on just a little too tightly. And now, with Juno's presence guiding you, you begin to unravel them, one by one, starting with the smallest, the most delicate, the ones that have been waiting the longest to be freed. You feel the first knot in your shoulders, a tiny tension, like a single thread pulled too tight. And as you focus on it, you feel Juno's warmth surrounding it, softening it, like the way sunlight softens wax. The thread begins to loosen just a little, and with it, a weight lifts, a weight you did not even know you were carrying. The next knot is in your jaw, a tightness that has settled there like a stone, pressing against your teeth. You had not noticed it before, but now it is all you can feel, the way your molars press together, the way your tongue rests against the roof of your mouth, the way your lips are slightly parted, as if waiting for a word that never comes. Juno's warmth moves to this place now, a gentle heat that seeps into the muscle, softening it, coaxing it to relax. And as it does, you feel something shift, a tiny release, like the click of a lock turning. And suddenly, your jaw feels lighter, freer, as if it has remembered how to rest. Your tongue softens, your lips part just a little more, and with the next breath, you feel the tension dissolve, like salt dissolving in warm water. And with it, another layer of something you no longer need slips away. Now you turn your attention inward, into the knots that lie deeper, the ones that have taken root in your chest, in your belly, in the very core of you. These are the knots that have been with you the longest, the ones that have shaped the way you move through the world, the way you hold yourself, the way you breathe. They are not bad, not wrong, not something to be ashamed of. They are simply the places where you have learned to protect yourself, where you have braced against the world, where you have held on just a little too tightly. And now, with Juno's guidance, you begin to unravel them, one by one, like the petals of a flower unfurling in the morning sun. You feel the first of these deeper knots in your chest, a tightness that has settled there like a fist, pressing against your heart. It is not pain, not fear, but more like the way a child clutches a favorite toy, holding on just a little too tightly, afraid to let go. And as you focus on it, you feel Juno's warmth surrounding it, softening it, like the way a mother's hand gently pries open a child's fingers, one by one, until the toy slips free. The fist in your chest begins to open just a little, and with it, a weight lifts, a weight you have carried for so long that you had forgotten it was there. Deeper still, you find another knot, this one in your belly, a tightness that has settled there like a stone, pressing against your organs. It is not hunger, not discomfort, but more like the way a bird clutches its wings to its body, holding itself still, afraid to take flight. And as you focus on it, you feel Juno's warmth moving into this place, a gentle heat that seeps into the muscle, softening it, coaxing it to relax. The stone in your belly begins to soften just a little, and with it, a weight lifts, a weight that has been holding you back, keeping you small, keeping you safe. And as it dissolves, you feel something new, a sense of space, of possibility, as if a door has opened where there was once only a wall. You are not afraid of this space. You are not afraid of what it might hold. You are simply here, in this moment, floating in the endless dark, surrounded by Juno's warmth and the quiet hum of healing. Now you begin to notice the way your body is changing, not just in the places where the knots have dissolved, but everywhere. Your skin feels softer, like the petals of a flower after a gentle rain. Your muscles feel looser, like the way a cat stretches after a long nap, each movement slow and deliberate. Your breath feels deeper, like the way the ocean breathes, in and out, endless and unhurried. And your mind feels clearer, like the sky after a storm, clouds have parted and the sun shines through. You are not thinking about the past. You are not thinking about the future. You are simply here in this moment, floating in the endless dark, surrounded by the quiet hum of healing and the warmth of Juno's presence. And as you float, you begin to notice something else. The way the silence around you is not empty, but full of something that is not sound, not light, but more like the way the air feels after a summer storm, when the world is still and the scent of rain lingers. This is the sound of 40 hertz, a frequency that vibrates through you now, not as a sound, but as a sensation, like the way the earth hums beneath your feet when you stand still and listen. It is the sound of your cells remembering how to heal, how to regenerate, how to return to their natural state of balance. And as you listen, you feel it working its way through you, like a gentle wave washing over the shore, smoothing the rough edges, filling the cracks with light. It starts in your bones, a deep, resonant vibration that travels from your spine to your skull, to your ribs, to your hips, and down your legs, all the way to the tips of your toes. And with each wave, you feel a little more whole, a little more complete, as if the pieces of you that have been scattered are slowly coming back together. Your breath deepens again, not because you are forcing it, but because your body is remembering how to breathe without effort. Each inhale is a slow, steady draw, like the way a river gathers strength as it flows toward the sea. And each exhale is a long, slow release, like the way a tree lets go of its leaves in autumn, trusting that they will return in spring. With each breath, you feel the last remnants of tension dissolving, like sugar dissolving in warm tea. Your shoulders soften, your jaw relaxes, your belly expands, and your heart opens just a little more, like a flower turning toward the sun. And with each breath, you feel Juno's presence growing stronger, warmer, more tangible, as if she is wrapping you in a cloak of starlight, shielding you from the world below. You are safe here. You are held here. You are loved here. And in this safety, in this holding, in this love, you begin to let go. Now you turn your attention to the last of the knots, the ones that lie deepest of all, the ones that have taken root in your mind, in your spirit, in the very core of your being. These are the knots that have shaped the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way you move through life. They are not bad, not wrong, not something to be ashamed of, are simply the places where you have learned to protect yourself, where you have braced against the world, where you have held on just a little too tightly. And now, with Juno's guidance, you begin to unravel them, one by one, like the threads of a tapestry being gently pulled apart, revealing the beauty beneath. You feel the first of these deepest knots in your mind, a tightness that has settled there like a cloud, pressing against your thoughts. It is not confusion, not fear, but more like the way a bird clutches its wings to its body, holding itself still, afraid to take flight. And as you focus on it, you feel Juno's warmth surrounding it, softening it, like the way sunlight softens wax. The cloud in your mind begins to lift, just a little, and with it, a weight lifts, a weight you have carried for so long that you had forgotten it was there. And as it dissolves, you feel something new, a sense of clarity, of spaciousness, as if the sky has opened up above you, endless and blue. You are not afraid of this clarity. You are not afraid of what it might reveal. You are simply here, in this moment, floating in the endless dark, surrounded by Juno's warmth and the quiet hum of healing. Deeper still, you find another knot, this one in your spirit, a tightness that has settled, and as you breathe, it begins to soften, just like that. And now, the edges of everything begin to soften, like the first light of dawn touching the horizon, so gently, so slowly, that you don't even notice the shift at first. The colors around you, if there were any, melt into the most comforting darkness, not empty, not cold, but full of warmth, like sinking into a bed that has been waiting just for you. This darkness isn't something to fear. It's something to welcome, like the quiet between notes in a song, the space where the music breathes, where your body breathes, where your mind finally lets go. The images that were here, the thoughts that drifted through, they're all fading now, like clouds dissolving into the sky, leaving only the feeling, only the peace, only the deep, unshakable knowing that you are safe, you are held, you are exactly where you need to be. You don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. You don't even need to try to hold onto this feeling, because it's already holding onto you. The resonance, the hum that has been with you this whole time, it doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work, quietly, patiently, like the tide pulling back from the shore, only to return again, bringing with it everything you need. Your body knows what to do with this. Your mind knows how to rest in this. Your heart knows how to trust this. And so you can simply let it. This peace, this deep, unshakable peace, it isn't something you have to earn. It isn't something you have to chase. It isn't something that comes and goes with the days or the nights. It's always here, waiting for you, like a favorite blanket, folded neatly at the foot of your bed, ready to wrap around you whenever you need it. Like a door that's always unlocked, always open, always welcoming you home. And whenever you want to return to this feeling, whenever you need to remember how safe you are, how held you are, how deeply you are allowed to rest, it will be here. Not because you have to come back, but because you want to. Because this is your place, your space, your peace, and it will always, always be waiting for you. The words are slowing now, like footsteps fading down a long hallway, each one softer than the last, each one carrying you deeper into the quiet, deeper into the stillness, deeper into the warmth. And soon, there will be no words at all, just the resonance, just the hum, just the feeling of being exactly where you need to be. You don't have to remember any of this. You don't have to hold onto any of it, because your body remembers for you. Your mind knows how to drift. Your heart knows how to rest. And so you can simply let go. The last of the words are fading now, like the last notes of a lullaby, lingering just long enough to carry you over the edge, into the softest, deepest, most peaceful sleep. And as they fade, you feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the warmth, into the stillness, into the quiet. No need to fight it. No need to rush it. No need to do anything at all. Just let go. Sleep now. Drift softly. The quiet remembers you.